at 9 p.m. At the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios, I'm Jeff Lessett on 97.1 The Ticket.
The following is a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate and Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm your host, Harvey Freed. Alongside of me, Alex Nafusi.
Are you going to tell everybody how you're friends with this band? Like you do every time we hear this song?
I sort of know these guys. October 19, 2013, we broadcast for 1 hour. And again, we broadcast live here, and we want all your phone calls. 248-539-9797. We take them all about mortgages and real estate. If you're out there trying to buy a house, this is the show to call. This is the place to get your mortgage and save some money.
I tried to get jacked up for the show. It's when the weather's like this, it is so like, dude, the dog wasn't up when I got up, man. You know when your dog's just laying on his little thing that it's going to be a funky morning. But, we'll get rock and roll, man. We'll get fired up.
Yeah, we'll get it rolling. There's some good things happening. A lot of folks are headed up to Michigan State. They have their homecoming, I believe, today against Purdue. So that's pretty cool stuff. You're an alumni. Are you going?
No, I'm not. No, I got to work, man.
The couch is good.
There with you. The couch is good. I'll be fine. I'll snuggle up with Stacy, put the fire on. I love when I walk into the studio and I go to Gunny, who runs the board. I'm like, Gunny, what's up, man? How are you? Good morning. He goes, it'll be better once your Spartans lose.
Is that the guy over there in the Michigan garb? He's got every.
Man?
What is that? A football helmet he's wearing?
I'm like the nicest dude. I don't root against U of M. I root for U of M all the time. I'm whatever, man. Michigan team should win.
Any Michigan team's good. The world changes. So does the way we do business. Of course, typically Fannie and Freddie Mac require all these things to be done and signed. And, of course, with the shutdown that they had, they were still doing business. Things changed. The transcripts that were so required, they got away from. FHA, the Federal Housing Administration, modified the way they were doing business through this whole change and trying to work through the government shutdown. The real estate market changes. Everything changes, I guess. And it's the way you do business. So you got to figure it all out. There's a few extra steps if you haven't bought a house recently, maybe a few more forms, that's for sure. But definitely we want to urge you today to give us a phone call here in the studio and get that approval letter, or more importantly, give us a call, Capital Mortgage. We have people in the office all day long. You don't buy a house like you used to, Alex, because nowadays there are more restrictions. Credits become a problem for some folks. And more importantly, having a strong mortgage approval commitment letter and making the process easy has really become the key to it all.
I pulled an article off of Forbes.com, and it's called The Perfect Loan File. And, I can't stress enough, I am so on my client's side, it's ridiculous. Everyone's on the same team, and it talks about, just like you mentioned, the changes in the mortgage industry. And it literally says they're going to ask for, where did this $50 deposit come from? When I say they, I mean underwriting. They're going to say, where did this come from? Where did that come from? And I highlighted this. It's the second paragraph of the article. It says, mortgage consumers who enter the mortgage approval process ready to battle their chosen mortgage lender will come out with a nightmare story to tell. As the process, requirements, and guidelines are the same for everybody, your mindset is the game changer. Accepting the redundant documentation necessary for lender approval will make everyone's life easier.
That's well written.
It is. Guys, listen, I'm telling you right now. I don't like I close more loans which, by the way, that's how I make my house payment and survive, is closing loans. We are a company that we have to close loans. I close more loans when we get underwriting conditions that say we need a bank statement and verification of employment. Done. I don't like to screw around and track this deposit and that deposit and this and that. That doesn't make my life easier. It doesn't make your life easier. I'm telling you, I'm pretty laid back with most of my clients. Trust me, I want to call you and say, hey, Mr. Freed, I need a pay stub. Let's close. I don't
make it easy.
Yeah, dude. I don't like making those phone calls to say I need these 86 things, man. I'm on your side, dude.
It's become a different industry. Gathering your documentation is the key to it, and more importantly, as you mentioned, Alex, we don't want to have to hassle things. And there's things we can do now. We can tell a buyer now, here's what we need to look at. Let's look at your bank statements. Let's clean some things up so that when you're ready to make that offer, come Christmas time, you want to buy your family a house or something like that. That would be a great gift. You go ahead, you got the approval letter, you got the mortgage commitment, and you save yourself a lot of headaches. Also, recently, there's been, we'll talk about a lot of things this morning. If you'd like to join the show, 248-539-9797. We broadcast live here on this sort of cloudy and rainy, maybe up to, I don't know, they said about 52 degrees today.
Week.
If you want to join the show, definitely 248-539-9797. An article came out a few weeks ago. I kept reading it and saying, yeah, this can happen in some regions. It was about ditching your broker. You need real estate agents. Yeah, you do. And you need qualified real estate agents. Of course, the National Association of Realtors should be sponsoring our show for that comment. The hot housing market regionally and even in our areas made it easy maybe for some sellers out there to list their house and get it sold in a proper way. But again, with lower appraised values and the lack of negotiation skills, professional real estate agents really educate you and make the process smooth, easy, and more importantly, they get you together with us, qualified mortgage people, so that the transaction goes down pretty smooth.
The market itself, has really slowed down from a selling standpoint. I was over at Scout Real Estate on Wednesday, and I was talking to Dan Dubensky and Josh Taylor, the two partners over there. And they really said that it's really kind of come, to I don't want to say to a screeching halt. I still think the market's pretty hot, but it's really slowed down. And we saw this quick bump, and I was concerned that we were almost going down that road again, where there was almost becoming like value bubbles, where there's some areas where all of a sudden you see like $200 a square foot, guys. It's not going to happen, man. This area, as much as I love it, and I've said this for years, I could live any place I want in the country, and I live here. This area, it's not Chicago. It's not it's not Manhattan. I don't think the majority of this area is going to support a $200 a square foot purchase price. It's a lot. There are some pockets that will, but you got to be real careful with that, man.
When the sun's shining earlier this week, and of course it's been a gorgeous fall out there. There's no doubt, Alex, one of the hottest areas to me. Where else would you want to live? Four seasons, golf courses, great universities, great public school systems. The roads are fixing them. We're moving in the right direction here. And again, Michigan's a great place to live. As you said, Alex, experts really have been saying that the slower gains in the home values are a healthy sign for the housing market.
That's
more homes are coming on the marketplace.
You don't want to see values jumping 20% a year. That's a problem.
A little bit less competition if you're a buyer out there. And again, a lot of families were looking over the summer. They were getting outbidded on houses. The bidding were, like you said, bidding up houses where you'd have to bring additional money to closing. And some of our FHA buyers, or even our 5% down minimum conventional buyers, just didn't have that extra money to make that transaction happen. Now is a great opportunity to get back in the house. We used to hear about it all the time. And, there's 20 backup offers. Sometimes those backup offers really aren't backup offers. They don't turn out to be transactions. And that same gorgeous house that you were looking at a month ago, who knows, could be back on the marketplace. You're grinning. I bet you got a little bit of a story on one of those.
I got a text from my brother, who he's Mr. Mutual Fund, runs some big time fund, and he sent. I'm talking about $200 a square foot, and saying, I'm like, this isn't Manhattan.
Well, he lives there, yeah.
This is Chicago. This is the text I get from my awesome brother. I do live where I want to live, in a penthouse in Manhattan.
Nice,
dude.
That's it.
Can you just say?
I'm hooking up with your brother tonight.
I know. Well, it's funny. He'll pay for dinner tonight. I promise you that. So
home buyers will be facing some additional FHA guidelines. Of course, there's some changes earlier this year. The FHA loan originations have been a little bit down recently, probably because people were moving over to the conventional financing. As FHA came out with a new mortgagee letter, that's sort of inside talk in the mortgage world. More rules and regulations.
Elaborate a little bit so people understand what you're saying.
Well, I'll say this: mortgagee letters are changes in the industry. Recent change was really dramatic. Was that MIP, that mortgage insurance premium, is on the mortgage for a lifetime. Now, even though it's on there for a lifetime, there's no prepayment penalty. And if you have an FHA mortgage that you might have obtained really in the last 3 years, probably now is a great opportunity to see if you can flip that over to a conventional loan and get rid of that MIP, the mortgage insurance premium. We've got lots of ways to save money. Come and join the show. 248-539-9797. No doubt that the mortgage insurance that FHA has tacked on, they're trying to reimburse themselves. They had so many losses, obviously, through the housing bubble of 2007 and then really through about 2011. The MIP, when you look at those, even though, look, hey, clients might not have another choice. It gouges you a little bit.
Let me back up and make this a little more of a Nerf toss, because I feel like people are like, what are you talking about, Harv? Like,
our clients are way smarter than
I know. We do have some pretty smart clients. The problem with FHA is that they increase the monthly mortgage insurance, and they increase the upfront MIP. And when people call up and like, oh yeah, I'm going to walk from my house, I'm going to buy a new one. The reason I get so upset about that is FHA took such staggering losses for these people that walked from their houses and went away. They had to increase their costs. So all of a sudden, the two teachers that are 26 years old buying their first house, they're paying more because because of the scumbag that decided to walk away from his other house. That's why I get so jacked up about it, because they have to recover those costs from somewhere.
Definitely give us a phone call. Or if you're a little on the shyer side, be sure to send us an email to mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. Looking for all the buyers out there that are interested in learning the process and how to get it done the right way. Astute buyers will be examining their credit reports and obtaining approval letters well in advance of making their sales offers. Avoid those potential delays and the stress during the whole process. Get a copy of your credit report. Find out what loan really makes sense for you. We are up against our first break already. Boy, this is going to be a great morning. Come on back and join us. 248-539-9797.
Earhart BMW invites you to the First and Goal sales event with incredible offers, like the new 2013 BMW X5 35 from only $499 per month with $3,500 down for 36 months. Visit Earhart BMW, Bloomfield Hills, Farmington Hills, EarhartBMW.com.
Leaves are raked, grass is cut, and driveways swept. Now I'll top off the water softener with Diamond Crystal Salt.
Save the best chore for last?
Yeah, it's kind of special.
Why's that?
Well, Diamond Crystal Salt helps extend the life of our plumbing and appliances.
That's great.
It helps give us brighter and softer clothes.
Love that.
And it helps reduce spots on our dishes.
Brilliant. So why do it last?
Well, it does so many nice things, the least I can do is spend some quality time appreciating it.
Diamond Crystal Salt. A brilliant choice since 1886.
Prepare to be extraordinary with a graduate degree from Oakland University. Earning a bachelor's degree is a great accomplishment, but it doesn't have to be the final step in your education. There are countless advantages to having a graduate education, including great new career possibilities and higher pay. At Oakland University, you can choose from more than 120 master's, doctorate, and certificate programs. Find the one that's right for you. Make plans to attend OU's Graduate Open House. It's on Tuesday, October 22nd from 5 to 7 p.m. in the Oakland Center banquet rooms right on OU's campus. Helpful staff will provide information on admissions, financial aid, and payment options. Got questions? This is where you'll get them answered. Reservations are encouraged, so visit oakland.edu/grad. Reserve a spot today at the Oakland University Graduate Open House, Tuesday, October 22nd from 5 to 7 p.m. Don't settle. Prepare for the extraordinary today with a graduate degree from Oakland University.
Now is the time to add lines at Metro PCS. Why? Try this. 4 4G lines for $100, period. Let me repeat for emphasis. 4 lines, $100. I will now pause to let this sink in for a moment. Okay, moment over. 4 lines with all the unlimited good stuff, unlimited data, unlimited talk, and unlimited text on a nationwide 4G network. The price? $100, period. And the taxes and regulatory fees on all 4 lines are rolled into the price. Now you can afford unlimited data for your whole family. And there are no 2-year contracts, so you can lose the crazy monthly bills. Lose all the taxes and regulatory fees, lose the annual contracts, and get nationwide 4G with unlimited data, talk, and text. 4 lines for $100, period. Hurry, this is a limited time offer. Only at Metro PCS. Coverage and services not available everywhere. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires at least 1 new line activation. See store or metropcs.com for details and terms and conditions.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Capital Mortgage Funding is a proud division of United Shore Financial Services, NMLS number 3038, Equal Housing Lender. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE.
There's a million reasons you should play at MGM Grand Detroit, and here's one more. The $1 Million Free Play Giveaway, October 7th through the 27th. Come in and swipe your MLife card, and you could win your share of $1 million in free play. All participants will automatically receive entries into the Free Play for a Year drawing on October 30th. Earn additional entries all month long playing your favorite MGM Grand Detroit slot machines. Visit the MLife desk for details and join in the $1 Million Fun only at MGM Grand Detroit. Grand times ahead. Must be 21 or over.
Shell V-Power Premium Gasoline is Ferrari's choice for improved performance. It removes an average of 60% of performance-robbing gunk on intake valves left by low-quality premium gasolines. And it starts with your very first tank. So you're not just filling up with over 60 years of Shell and Ferrari technology and innovation. You're also filling up with Shell V-Power and let the excitement begin.
24 Seconds Bar and Grill in Berkeley's the place to be for everything sports. Be sure to get your seat on the shuttle to the Detroit football game this Sunday. Check out UFC 166, the heavyweight championship this Saturday night. 24 Seconds in Berkeley, 24secondsbar.com.
Monday, TV's best friends are moving to a new time.
You and I have each other. Oh, you're still trying to get me to feel things.
New Two Broke Girls, CBS Monday, 8:30, 7:30 Central.
No crying in sports. Complaining is acceptable.
97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show. We broadcast till 10 o'clock. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. I know we've got people in the office. My friend over there, Diane Patone, just sent me a text saying we've got nice people here in the office. If you're a little on the shy side, or come and join us here on the studio, 248-539-9797. We always take all your emails also at mortgage.show at lowrateonline.com. Alex, of course, now that the debt deal has been sort of reached, the mortgage rates have been able to correct accordingly. In addition, the Fed asset purchasing that they said we're not going to be buying those anymore. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens here. Should be some smooth sailing, really, on interest rate side. We'll have to ask Nick about that maybe tonight when he's buying us dinner, right?
Yeah,
or late night dinner.
I think we're okay through the end of the year. I mean, obviously, rates are going to go up. They're not going to go to 0. They're not going to go to 1%. I don't remember, like in May and June, we were like rating 15-year fixed loans at like 2 3/4.
Yeah.
Like 2 5/8.
Under 3. It was nuts.
It's just, it's absurd, like to be able to borrow like that, and they're still very low. But they're going to go up, and I think we're okay through the end of the year. But the downside of that, though, is when they do start scooting up, you'll see people lose buying power when it comes to how much house they can afford, and a lot of people, it does make a difference, man. Whatever. 5 versus 4 1/4. I mean, whatever. I'm not quoting rates or anything, but that makes a difference on a $200,000 loan. I mean, that's people sit down, they do their budget, and they could swing someone one way or the other from buying a house, and unfortunately, the whole market slows down then.
Yeah, definitely the tampering of the GSEs and all that probably pushed into 2014. Like you said, a little bit of a window here where, I don't know, maybe they were up towards the upper half of the 4% on 30-year fixed, and now you see them squeaking back to the middle or to the little bit lower side of that. Again, if you borrowed it $100,000 on a 30-year mortgage at 4.5%, Alex, I just want to say off the top of my head, it's $507 principal and interest. That's like unbelievable that, $507 for a principal and interest, add your taxes and insurance, maybe some mortgage insurance, depending upon which program you get. You really can't rent for that. At the end of the day, you're talking about an $850, $900 house payment in that $100,000 price range. Now, double that whole idea, maybe even a little bit less. Of course, you don't double the taxes. Right. You're looking maybe $1,400 when you're looking at that on a $200,000 house. That's really affordable. I mean, you can't rent homes like that. I mean, if you look to see what you're going to pay for $1,200, it's not a whole lot.
The double-edged sword with that, though, is that the house payment itself does become very, very affordable. But, it's like I tell all my clients, you have to think of the whole picture. I mean, just because you can pick a house up that used to be $600,000 for $300,000, you got to heat that house. I mean, I had some dude the other day that was trying to buy a house. I think it was in Clarkston up that way. I mean, he was stealing the house like $200,000. Right. The guy made like $70,000 a year, but the house was, I think it was almost 4,000 square feet. Had an indoor pool. The dude had 3 kids. I'm like, listen, man. I'm like, dude, I know the house payment is whatever, $1,500, and I know that what you make and you think you're rocking and rolling and you can afford this house. Let me tell you something, dude. It is going to cost you so much money. Forget heating the pool.
That sounds expensive.
It's going to cost you $600 a month just to heat the house in February. You got to think of that. And once you're in there, you can't be, oh my God, the heating bills due. You got to pay the heat, man.
You're talking a 3,500, 4,500 square foot home. You are talking $400 or more a month to heat the house. You're talking about 2 furnaces in both those houses. And more importantly, one of the things we've noticed, hey, come and join the show. Let me throw that out there. 248-539-9797. We're taking all your phone calls here. Actually, a few things to note about taking some phone calls, too, is if we got your number in the past, you've called in, try us again. We so busy over the last 12 months. We're not sure if we got to all of you folks. More importantly, we're going to talk about how HARP has changed some of their guidelines, and they're going to make a push to get more families to save money. We're going to be talking about that. But Alex, you make a great point, too, about, the house now could be at an ultra low price. However, property taxes when these homes appreciate are going to move up. And these are other things, including your homeowner's insurance that has gone up over the last couple of years. You have to take this and take it with a grain of salt, more than a grain of salt.
I do a lot of business in downtown Royal Oak, and what the cool thing's going on there is, these builders are coming in and they're taking these old bungalows, and they're taking off the second story. They're putting on not the second story. They're taking off like the bungalow part and putting on like a whole other floor. I mean, and they're really rock and roll. And they're taking these houses that were 100,000, 150,000, and they're reselling them for $450. What you guys have to pay attention to is those taxes. When you look at that listing ticket, those taxes are based on the $150,000 house, the old nasty one that Jim Bob bought back in 1980 for $30,000. Those taxes, they're literally, I'm telling you right now, they're at a minimum, they're going to double. And that's why I sit down with these people and listen, guys, you can afford the house. I'm with you. You can afford it. But on paper, you can completely afford the house. I'm telling you right now, man, when those taxes kick in, you got to pay attention because you get that phone call next year. Hey, my payment went from $2,300 to $3,000. What happened? Well, yeah, you bought a house that was, it used to be worth $150,000. Now it's worth $500,000.
I'm guessing if you completely remodel the house and pull permits and add square footage and everything, that they do reassess the house.
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's not capped anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're going to take some calls here. 248-539-9797. We've got Derek on the line. Good morning, Derek. You're live on the ticket.
Derek, what's up?
Good morning.
There you are. Go ahead, sir.
Got a question for you. Looking to sell my house. I live in Highland Township. Want to downsize. Got some issues. Basically, credit's good, but I'm a little upside down on my debt-to-income ratio because of student loans.
Okay.
And looking at what my tax obligations are going to be for downsizing, number one, and looking at what kind of mortgage I can get myself into.
I mean, it sounds like a regular old deal. I mean, are you going to sell your house first?
Yes.
Okay, so if you sell your house first and you're going to downsize, your debt-to-income ratio should fall in line if we're going to buy a smaller house.
Basically, what we're looking at is I have about $85,000 in student loans, which I haven't started paying on, which I will start paying on in December.
All right.
My house is worth roughly about $195,000. I owe $90,000.
Oh, you mean how much you want to downsize?
Probably down into 140, 150 range.
I mean, you're talking a pretty small loan amount, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you're at 60, 70,000, maybe on the high side.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a really good scenario, Derek. I mean, I'd like to take a look at everything. We might be able to take some of that equity on the house and pay down the student loans.
That's a possibility. The way I'm looking at it is I'm just finishing up paying off a home equity loan, which I'm going to close next week.
Okay.
And basically, I've been paying $500 a month on that every month for the last 4 or 5 years. And
perfect.
Just looking at that as I'm going to just put that over and just use that to pay the student loans per month. So
yeah, I mean, it sounds like you got a lot of options. Let me call after the show. We'll run some numbers for you and see what we can do.
Awesome.
Good deal. Thanks, Derek.
Great show. Thanks for the input there. 248-539-9797. Sort of requalifying yourself and finding out if you do want to downsize, what will the new numbers look like? And Alex, I like that you throw it out there immediately. When you deal with mortgage professionals, immediately our mind starts moving and we say, wait, you're going to have a chunk of money. Maybe you'll get rid of some of these other debts also. Also, I believe the student loans can be renegotiated, or there is a program that I think you pay on 12 months on time, then they make you offers to go ahead and refinance to the lower rates. Check it out. There's always these options out there.
There's income-based repayment programs and all that stuff, too.
All sorts of great things. 248-539-9797. Let's go to Brian out there in Westland. Good morning, Brian. You're live on the ticket.
Good morning, gentlemen.
What's up, man?
Bought in 2009 as a first-time home buyer for $120 in Westland. Okay. Currently owe $110 on there now. I'm planning to move within the next 5 to 7 years. I was already told by my mortgage company that it would make no sense for me to refinance. But your comment earlier had me thinking about it. I was just curious what your gentleman's opinion was.
What type of loan is it? Is it FHA or conventional?
Yeah, it's an FHA.
FHA. And did you close before May or after May in 2009?
October of 2009.
Yeah, so here's the scoop, man. FHA it basically doubled their monthly mortgage insurance if you closed after May of 2009. So if I refinance that, the majority of what I save you via a lower interest rate is going to be offset by the higher mortgage insurance.
But I'd like to see if we can switch them to a conventional loan, Brian. That might be an option for you. Have you had any situations in the past? You ever have foreclosure or bankruptcy or anything that would hinder you from going conventional?
No, absolutely not. I've got great credit.
You sound like a definite opportunity here. That's the thing. I'll definitely give you a shout. We need to check what the value is on that house. Hopefully you stole it. In 2009, values were down across Southeast Michigan. If you've got even 5% equity in the house, we've got a great program that has no mortgage insurance at all. And I bet the interest rate would be similar to what you're currently paying. Probably save you $100 a month.
Yeah, right now I'm at 5.25.
Yeah, it might make sense, man. Brian, I'll call you for the show and see what we can do for you.
Great call. Thanks,
Great.
Brian.
Thanks,
That's exactly what we're talking about. Did you buy a house, in 2007 up through even the last 5 or 6 years there? Definitely some opportunities. Homes have appreciated in Southeast Michigan. Do some homework. Find out what you can do. People blanketly say, oh, you shouldn't do it. What do you mean? $100 a month, Alex, over the next 5 years? I'll take the savings. Why not?
It's $1,200 a year. I mean, why wouldn't you take that?
Okay. 248-539-9797. We got Travis out there in Ann Arbor. What's going on, Travis? Go ahead, sir.
Hey, so I have this property that I've been looking at, but it's a short sale, and I was wondering if you guys could run through how to buy a short sale correctly and what kind of financing we could get.
Is it listed with a realtor?
Yes.
Here's the thing, man. The realtor, if they're smart, already has the short sale number approved through the bank.
Okay.
So, for example, if the house is, if the seller owes $200,000 and they're short selling the house, the bank's already approved it, and they say, listen, man, we want $150,000 for this house. They should already have that approved. If they haven't approved that number yet, you're talking like a 6-month process to get that thing taken care of. I would check that out. Other than that,
so if I called and they gave me a number, it probably already is.
I would hope so. Yes. If you called the person off the sign and said, "Hey, how much you're going to take for this house?" They'll tell you X. They should already have that taken care of.
Travis, do you already have an agent, or are you working with someone?
No, we're just starting to look right now.
Again, if you stumble upon one particular house and it's listed, I would call that listing agent. A lot of times the popular listing agents do get a lot of these short sale listings, and if you work with them specifically, they've got a lot of information they can share with you. That's a great call, too, Travis. And when we come back, we're going to go to all your calls, 248-539-9797.
When I was a kid, my mother taught me the value of a great deal. But luckily, my father taught me how to throw a baseball.
You're listening to Gordy, hard-throwing, deal-making founder of ABC Warehouse. He's made saving money on appliances and high-tech electronic stuff easy.
At ABC, it's our company policy to beat any other store's deal on the spot. In fact, sometimes we even let you use our phones to call them up and rub it in.
He saves you the price of a phone call and will probably even teach you how to say na-na-na-na-na-na.
We guarantee you the best deal possible.
Go anyplace else and you're just plain goofy.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Don't worry, Gordy, I already did.
Although the word nincompoop does come to mind.
Well, smack me and call me Shirley.
Shirley.
I hope that doesn't leave a mark.
ABC Warehouse beats all deals on the top 6 brands of HD TVs, guaranteed. Like a Samsung 60-inch LED 1080p HD TV, only $998, save $800. And get a Hot Point by GE extra large capacity washer or dryer, just $277 each. ABC Warehouse, the closest thing to wholesale.
It seems every retailer today is trying to get us to buy something online, deliver what they think we want, and generally encourage us to stay out of their stores. At Trader Joe's, we want you to come on in. This is Dan Bain of Trader Joe's, where grocery shopping isn't a chore, it's an adventure. Every time you walk into your Trader Joe's, you'll discover new and exciting products that weren't there the last time you visited. If you're using a virtual shopping cart, you might miss out on super spinach salad, creamy Toscano cheese, or chunky guacamole with Greek yogurt. At Trader Joe's, we're always sampling new things, so you can try new foods before you buy them. And if you buy something that's not your favorite, just bring it back the next time you shop. No packing boxes or shipping fees to worry about. While lots of companies are doing their best to keep you from crossing their threshold, we'd like to see you. And we keep working on great products at excellent prices to keep you coming on in. For the location of your neighborhood Trader Joe's, check us out at TraderJoe's.com. Thanks for listening.
On the next Big Bang Theory, the verdict is in. Sheldon needs a break.
The physics department chair tells me you're refusing to take your vacation.
I am living in a dictatorship.
You must take a vacation. You must enjoy life.
I don't think you have a good handle on dictatorships.
So where does a mad scientist get away?
What about Hawaii?
Hawaii is a former leper colony where the disappointing ending to Lost was filmed. Mahalo for nothing, Hawaii.
Next Big Bang.
Catch the Big Bang Theory, Monday at 7 on CW50.
Hi, I'm Charlie.
He loves his booze and cars and money.
Uncle Charlie.
Charlie. Hot chicks think that he's a honey.
Charlie.
Charlie. He can be so lazy.
Charlie.
He could drive you crazy.
Charlie.
If he wants to
Uncle Charlie is, at heart, a sleazeball.
That's what I figured. I just want a second opinion.
I'm here all week. Tip your waitresses.
Charlie.
2.5 Men all week long. Watch 2.5 Men Monday at 6:30 on CW50.
Technology. At Vibe Credit Union, it's in our DNA. Like mobile check deposit. Just snap a photo of your check and use the Snap Check feature of our mobile banking app to make deposits from anywhere. Technology. It's at our core. At Vibe Credit Union, we use technology to create a unique banking experience. Learn more about what makes Vibe different at vibeisdifferent.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
Thank you. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Good luck. There are things we say every day, but that doesn't mean we can't say them better. Show how much you care by sending a delicious and fresh fruit bouquet from Edible Arrangements. And don't forget that Sweetest Day is today. Surprise your sweetheart with a treat from Edible Arrangements with gifts starting at just $29. See all the Sweetest Day gifts at ediblearrangements.com or visit your local retail store today. Tune in this Sunday as the Lions take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Game time is 1 p.m. Presented by Ford, the official automotive company of the Detroit Lions Radio Network.
The Walmart October Savings Event is here, where you'll find huge savings like 10-count Airborne Immune Support Supplement on rollback for just $5.87. Come see the thousands of rollbacks throughout the store right now at Walmart. Ends October 31st while supplies last. See store for details.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Foundation Systems of Michigan. Game 6 last night. Cardinals over the Dodgers 9-0 in the NLCS. They advanced to their fourth World Series since 2004. Tonight, Fenway Park, 8 p.m. right here on 97.1 The Ticket. Tigers and Red Sox in Game 6. Red Sox lead at 3-2. Alex Avila, a game-time decision. Jose Iglesias to start at shortstop. Max Scherzer against Clay Buchholz on the mound. Wolverines of Michigan, Indiana. They play at the Big House at 3:30. Hear that one at AM 950, WWJ. 12 noon at Spartan Stadium. The 501 Spartans host the 1-5 Purdue Boilermakers. Michigan State a 4-touchdown favorite. Red Wings on the road in Phoenix tonight, 9 p.m. on CBS Sports Radio 1270. At the 1-800-CALL-SAM Studios, I'm Jeff Lesson on 97.1 The Ticket.
Winners and losers are welcome here.
97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back. Till 10 o'clock, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. We've got people in the office all day long. I know Diane's there and a group of others, definitely to help you out. If you need to get a mortgage or an approval letter in your hand, want to talk about HARP loans and refinancing, call Capital at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage bank, or also here live in the studio. Come and join the show, 248-539-9797. I'm Harvey Freed, Alex Nafusi, and we also take your emails at mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. We've got lots to add here, and it's going fast. Let's try one of our phone callers out there. We got Phil out there looking to buy in Milford. Good morning, Phil. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, guys.
What's up, man?
So I'm looking to buy a house in Milford using a VA mortgage, and the interest rate, I got a good faith estimate. The interest rate quoted was 4 1/8. The APR was almost 4 1/2. And I'm just trying to understand what's a good way to do an analysis on the fees of the mortgage and understand if it's reasonable or not.
VAs are pretty black and white. I mean, here's the problem, with the good faith estimates is to be honest, they're really not worth the paper they're printed on. I mean, and that's just my personal opinion. I guess they do hold some substance, but I mean, you're probably looking at a floating rate. I mean, if you're calling around getting quotes, I mean, anything could change, through the transaction. VA, the reason the APR is higher in a VA is because there's a VA funding fee, which figures into the APR. So the payment's based a little bit higher than the actual mortgage amount. 4 1/8 is a pretty solid rate. What's the loan amount?
$365.
$365?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can shop it. I mean, the way the market is now, and with all the government oversight and intervention, you're literally, man, you're going to get the same quote within like an 1/8 to a quarter point, no matter who you call. So you're basically choosing someone that you want to talk to for a month while you do the transaction. That's going to be honest and close the deal on time.
Well, I mean, that's good info. I was concerned about when I look at, like, some of the fees that they had baked in for, like, appraisal fees and different documentation fees and things like that. I didn't know if that varied from lender to lender.
It can.
It definitely can. I mean, you need an appraisal. There's probably going to be an underwriting fee. There's going to be a closing fee for with the title company, title insurance, some government recording fees. I mean, it's pretty boring. I mean, I pay attention to to anything that just seems sketchy. Like if one of the fees sounds stupid, to be honest with you, like it probably is. It's probably just baked in there.
And some of the fees can't even be paid by the buyer. So, again, VAs are a little bit different. Phil, I would love to work with you. So, Alex or I will definitely give you a call right after the show and see if we can get you moving in the right direction. Congrats for calling.
All right. Thanks, gentlemen.
We'll check it out for you. Again, I'd love to save you money and make the process a little bit smoother and easier. Sometimes, Alex, like you said, they're shopping for the lowest possible interest rate and trying to figure out the closing costs with the APR. That's really what it comes down to. And then at the end of that, do you want to work with that person? And are they going to work for you?
You just got to be careful. I think what were you telling them last week about like your granite countertop or something?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, dude, if you call every granite company in the phone book, you're going to get someone that's going to undercut someone and someone and someone. Dude, but I mean, who knows who's coming and installing your granite? I mean, it could look terrible. I mean, you got to find someone you trust.
We're going to follow up on this home remodeling thing that we got going on right now. Definitely be following up with that. It's interesting who's working out there. Definitely get referrals. Find out who's going to do the work for you. There's so many little weird things. I'll be talking about the tile next week. Just little facets about the home remodeling job. Things to remind yourself. And, boy, every time you do a project, just like anything, you learn from the experience.
Sure, absolutely.
All right, 248-539-9797. Let me try CJ out there in Taylor. Good morning, CJ. You are live on the ticket. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good. I'm in a 30-year fixed. I purchased in 2003. It's a FHA loan. Currently, I'm at 5 3/4. I've got original loan of amount of $148,000. Current principal $128,000. The house is probably only worth about $100 right now. I'm just looking for any options to either shorten my term or anything I can do to improve my situation.
CJ, it's a great call. You can do either one. You can shorten the term, or we can do another 30-year fixed. I like a 30-year fixed because it gives you the flexibility to pay more or less on that mortgage. I don't have any credit card debt or what your whole financial situation is. With FHA, you can do what's called an FHA Streamline. It's next to free. There's no appraisal necessary. It's the easiest deal out there right now. It's very, very simple.
Well, that sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're 5 3/4.
5 3/4. Yeah.
I mean, if to do another 30-year fix, you'll probably save $150 a month, maybe $200. I'd have to look at everything for you. Did the PMI come off that loan? Did it fall off after 5 years?
Yeah, the PMI is off.
This is so cool. So the cool thing with an FHA loan is that you get what's called an FHA case number, and it's tied to your loan for as long as you have it. So you'll be no PMI again. It's the easiest loan ever, dude.
Or MIP.
Yeah. You'll be. I mean, you'll.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Easy deal. Give me like 20 minutes. I'll call you after the show.
Thanks, CJ. Good
Great.
stuff.
Thanks a lot,
you, CJ.
guys.
See you, man.
248-539-9797. Hope we can save you some money here. At the end of August, the National Association of Realtors reported previously occupied homes in the U.S. sold at the fastest pace since 2009. Sales surged from that time last year was up like 18% from the reports in August. Also, the National Association of Home Builders said confidence, of course, in the home building world is at the highest level in 8 years. We've seen some new construction pop up all across Southeast Michigan. Call Capital Mortgage Funding if you need to get approved for a mortgage and find out which mortgage fits your situation. Let's go back to some of the callers here. I'm going to go with Dave out there in Ferndale. Good morning, Dave. You're live on the ticket.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, Dave?
Hey, so I'm a recent homeowner. I bought it last year, and I've got a $90,000 mortgage right now, and at 3.75%. And I'm just not sure if I should work towards paying that down or, the extra money I can put towards it, I should be investing.
It's really up to you. I mean, you got to take a look at your whole portfolio. I mean, do you have, an IRA set up? Do you have a 401k?
Yeah, I've got both of those. I meant just like aside from that.
Yeah, I mean, you're at 3 3/4. So I mean, you're borrowing it next to nothing. I mean, if I personally would be saving that on the side. I'd be putting into my IRA or invest in something else. That's what I would personally do. It really depends on your whole situation.
Yeah.
You have any credit card debt?
No
yeah,
credit card debt.
Bro, you're in a perfect situation, man. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I mean, it really is.
And if there's any women listening here, Dave's got no credit card debt. He might be a good catch. 248-539. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
248-539-9797. We take all your calls here. You know, we always talk about credit and what it takes to obtain a mortgage. There's no doubt credit is absolutely vital to getting a mortgage. Low scores will cost you more money. They limit your affordability on a house. Again, there's different things that pop up, too. Getting a gift letter with lower credit scores sometimes is a hassle. It's all about being a qualified homeowner now, housing expenses, understanding what the principal interest, taxes, insurance, mortgage insurance, association fee. There's so much involved in it also, Alex. Many people, you know, getting their ducks in a row when they're buying a house. Do you receive disability, Social Security, child support? There's a lot of paperwork and things that you got to get together to make your life easy. Call Capital at 1-800-LOW-RATE. The best mortgage maker. Also, you can give us a shout here on the show, 248-539-9797.
Kind of the theme of the show is that I'm on your side. Like, you know, we're working to get the loan closed with you guys. I mean, it's like you say, get your ducks in a row, get the documentation up front. Dude, it makes it so much smoother if you just be honest and upfront and straightforward. I'm here to close your loan. I'm here to help you, man. I mean, I get one right now that these people swore up and down they weren't getting a gift. And like me, of course, I mean, I'm like, okay, no problem. I'm just listening to them. Yeah, you're not getting a gift, no problem. Which, by the way, guys, you can get a gift. I don't care if you get a gift. They swore they weren't getting a gift. Sure enough, on the bank statement they sent over, it says gift from Jim, and they're pointing the deposit.
Well, we can document that, but we'll show you how to do it the right way, no doubt. When we come back, all your calls, 248-539-9797.
Want to help Valvoline Instant Oil Change go pink this October? If so, you'll be helping fight breast cancer all month. Buy your pink or black wiper blades and help Valvoline Instant Oil Change proudly support the National Breast Cancer Foundation. Help Valvoline go pink this October. Learn more online at VIOCpink.com.
When you're at the corner of living bank free and making bank, you need a safe place to secure your money. That's why Walgreens created the Balance Financial Prepaid MasterCard. It's cash that's safer than cash. Just load the card with money at any Walgreens store and use it wherever Debit MasterCard is accepted, even online. Plus, with easy reloading and no-fee ATM withdrawals at more than 7,500 Walgreens locations, managing your cash is as easy as finding your nearest corner. We'll even replace any funds if your card's lost, stolen, or destroyed by a washing machine. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
Purchase your Balance Financial Card from Walgreens today for just $1. Select ATMs within Walgreens may not offer no-fee cash withdrawals. This card is issued by the Bancorp Bank, member FDIC, pursuant to license by MasterCard International Incorporated. Fees and restrictions apply. See store for details.
What can Family Feud do to a marriage? The Feud can bring a man and woman closer together. Give me a title of a game show that best describes your love life.
The Price is Right.
And sometimes cause a little bit of trouble. If you had a fairy godmother, you might ask her to double the size of your what?
I'll say private parts.
Family Feud.
Watch Monday at 7 and 7:30 on CBS 62.
Okay, Buffalo Wild Wings is the greatest place in the world to watch Lions football. No surprise there. But now it gets even better with the chance to win $10,000 every time you come in to watch a Lions game in September and October. Visit a Metro Detroit Buffalo Wild Wings location and enter your receipt information on 971theticket.com/Buffalo Wild Wings for your chance to be one of 2 lucky fans each week. If you're selected and your assigned team runs an opening kick return for a touchdown, you'll take home $10,000. Visit a Metro Detroit Buffalo Wild Wings for details. No purchase necessary. Contest rules apply.
This is the sound of relief. This is the sound of reliability. And this is the sound of a normal day when oil prices return to normal and customers who stayed with Oil Heat can reward themselves with the sound of a pat on the back.
Find out more about today's oil heat at intelligentwarmth.com, brought to you by the National Oil Heat Research Alliance and the locally owned and operated members of the Michigan Petroleum Association.
You built it. You nurtured it. You grew it. It's your business. It's been a rewarding journey, but now it's time to consider what's next. Do you continue to grow your business on your own or transition to the next generation? Do you stay in or cash out? And what are the tax implications of your decisions? It's a lot to consider, but you're not alone. At Comerica Bank, we've been helping guide business owners for nearly 150 years. Whether it's growing your investments, protecting wealth, building assets, or identifying tax mitigation strategies, our dedicated business advisory services team works directly with you to develop a comprehensive roadmap. Our full balance sheet approach helps you align your business and personal financial needs in order to help you determine the best route to take. When you're ready for the next chapter, call Comerica Bank. Member FDIC. Comerica Bank and its affiliates do not provide tax or legal advice. Please consult with your tax and legal advisors regarding your specific situation.
Well, your heart looks good. Cholesterol levels are fine. So tell me again what's happening.
Well, doctor, once a week, I get totally lightheaded.
Mm-hmm.
The whole room starts to spin. My heart starts pounding like crazy. And sometimes my toes go numb.
Really? And where are you when this happens?
The checkout line at Kohl's.
I think we've discovered the cause.
Don't miss Kohl's Stack the Savings Sale going on now. Great savings that make you go Kohl's. Kohl's. Expect great things.
Today, do your Michigan tailgating at Ann Arbor's Pioneer Park, where 97 won the tickets. Pat Caputo broadcasts from 10 till 2. And to make it a party, the Ticket Chicks and the Street Team will be there with him. More at 97ontheticket.com. Want to host the ultimate football VIP party for you and your friends with VIP treatment? Boston's Restaurant and Sports Bar is giving you a chance to win a $100 Boston's Restaurant and Sports gift card for your VIP party at Boston's. Register now at 97ontheticket.com for your chance to win.
The National Football League. One more reason when you think of sports, you think of Detroit's #1 sports station.
97.1 Welcome back to the show. 9:46 out there in a little cloudy and rainy Michigan morning. Got the Michigan State homecoming game coming up. You can root your Spartans on, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
All right, what else you got going on today?
Lay low, man. It's this funky weather, that kills me, man. I don't even want to do anything.
Got Tiger baseball. Keep it here on 97.1 all day long. We got Lions coming up tomorrow. Red Wings on 1270, the sister station. Tons of sports. Michigan game starts a little bit later this afternoon. We root all our local teams on. Also, if you want to join the show, 248-539-9797. It's a Hardcore Mortgage Show. Brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding, a 1-800-LOW rate, the best mortgage banker. Also, a reminder, send us that email if you're on the shy side. The email goes to mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. And we're going to go to Tim out there in Romeo. Good morning, Tim. You're live on the ticket. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up, man?
Got a question for you. I've been kicking around, see if you guys think it makes sense. House value currently that we live in is probably $215,000, $300,000. I got a mortgage balance of, I think, $59,000 was the last statement. Now, we've got an open line of credit that's got probably, a $100,000 credit limit and it's zero on there. First position mortgage rate's at 4.65, if I recall. I got about 5 years left on it. The second position, line of credit, maybe it's prime plus one, which I think is right around 2 or 2.25.
Right.
Would it make sense to take the second, pay off the first, cut my rate in half, and just go that way?
Yeah, but it's not a fixed product. It's going to go up.
Well, it's going to go up, but I mean, it's been so stable for so long. It's been hovering at 1 to 2 rate for so long. Every time I look at that, I think, man,
maybe you would knock a year. Yeah, maybe if you did drop it a little bit. Again, it's probably an interest-only loan on the second, and then you're applying the additional money towards principal. You're taking your right, and then you got your prime plus whatever your rate's at. If it's a 3 or whatever that might be at. Maybe it will knock a year or two off the loan. Like Alex said, it could be a little on the riskier side, but you got a great equity position also.
Right.
That's
what I'm wondering. Keep my payment the same, and I'm knocking off more principal for the next couple 3 years. And
I'd like to sit down and
actually.
There's
no closing costs associated with it. There's nothing. There's no appraisal fees.
If you're going to really hammer it down and pay it off in the next 2 or 3 years, I think you're okay. I'd like to look at it, and sit down, from my computer and actually make sure it makes sense. But I mean, it sounds like you're in a good spot.
Yeah, it could save them, I don't know, $300 a month or something over the next couple of years. It's 2 years. Right. If you could knock 2 years off the mortgage payment, it would be substantial enough to probably move forward with that. A little bit of risk, but not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate it, guys.
You got it, man. Thanks, Tim.
Congrats. Good job, Tim. How about that equity position he has? Hey, it can be done. A guy, definitely. If you buy a house right, if you're disciplined, if you do the right things, you can do a lot of great things for yourself. Just sort of find out, educate yourself on the whole process, especially if you're a renter out there. I wrote this down last night. I was just thinking of all the families out there that really could become homeowners, and if they're in a little bit of a snag right now, maybe they could become a homeowner this spring. And you definitely want to give us a phone call. We'll review your credit. Credit, as we talked about earlier, is very, very important.
important. If there's just some snags on your credit report, we can probably work them out for you and move your credit score up. Making it a higher credit scores makes the whole process easier, a little bit less expensive. So a lot of great things you can do to help yourself. Let's continue the calls out here. We've got Linda calling in from Plymouth. Good morning, Linda. You are live on the ticket.
Hello.
Hi, Linda. What's up?
I have a question. My mother lives in Speedway, Indiana, and my father passed away a little over a year ago. And my mother's going to have to be moved out of the house probably in another year. And then my sisters and I are planning on selling the home. We moved into the house in 1960. My father never did anything exactly as far as major improvements on the home. And we're knowing that the windows have to be replaced either before or after we try to sell the home.
Yeah.
Is it a good investment to replace the windows before we sell the home?
It's such a tough call. I mean, how big's the house?
Let's see. Probably around, I would say, 1,200 square feet.
Yeah.
So
we're not
they're
talking
almost deteriorating.
Okay.
If you can imagine.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You
So
probably
we're-
get more money by fixing them up.
I'm not a realtor. I mean, I'd like to put you in touch with maybe Dan Dubensky or Jess Taylor and have them answer that question for you. I personally, I would. I think it makes sense. And, makes the house more marketable. Because when people come into your house, all they're doing is looking for things wrong with it to make you lower the price. I mean, they're going to go in, they're going to nickel and dime you, and there's, these windows are falling apart and this and that. I personally would. But, Linda, let me do this. Let me put you in touch with a real estate agent, and maybe they can come over and check it out. And you can go from there and make a decision based on what they have to say.
Well, it's not here. It's in Indiana.
Oh, it's Indiana. That's right.
Definitely call the agent. Yeah, and we would suggest maybe that you would call 2 or 3 different agents that are well known.
Okay.
Maybe find out in the community, some of the top agents, and I'm sure you can sort of recognize some of the names. And then you do that market analysis. You find out what the homes are selling for right now, and then how much more maybe can you get out of the house, and then of course how much would the windows cost to repair. Again, you see locally here, there's so many different window companies and products out there. Maybe just putting in a great replacement window ends up netting you more money for the house. And of course, you want to pull out every dime possible and make it as profitable as possible, obviously.
I totally agree with you. I just think that anything that could make it more enticing, to a potential buyer, the town of Speedway, which is, close to where the racetrack is.
Yeah, is that home of AJ Foyt?
They're trying to rebuild the community and stuff like that. So, we would just like, for us, like you said, for them not to come in and find a reason not to buy it, but a reason to say that, they would do, more, but, that it's worth it.
Linda, my family's from Indiana. I'll make some calls for you and see if I can find you a good agent down there.
Oh, that would be great. My sister would appreciate it so much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up here in Plymouth, and I'm doing things long distance to try to help them, and, she would really appreciate
No problem. I'll see what I can do for you, Linda. Thanks for calling.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
All right. Again, that always comes up again. How much work do you need to put into a house to put it on the market? You get those professional realtors. That's again, we talked about this earlier. You net more money.
She used the word deteriorating. For the windows.
Those got to go.
You got to fix those.
Well, also, it ends up, families are looking at houses, and when you see something bad, you see a neglected something, maybe windows or something neglected in the house, it leads you to think that, not only do I need more of an inspector, do I got to check other things, and what else is wrong with the house versus a house that's well kept. When you drive up and you see that house, it's very appealing. That's what we talk about, that curbside appeal.
Sure.
You pull up, you see everything's manicured, the landscape's looking tight. You know the family has taken care of this house over the years. All right, things to consider when you're purchasing a house. We've got lots to share with you. 248-539-9797. Let's go to Matt out there in Farmington Hills. Good morning, Matt. You're live on the ticket.
Hey, guys. How you doing this morning?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good. So I got a question for you. I have 2 mortgages right now. My first is for 80%. My second was for 15%. I'm about halfway through it, about 8 years. And I did that so I didn't have to pay PMI.
Right.
Can I condense them? I mean, obviously, I don't think I have much equity. I've contacted a few mortgage guys in the past 3 years and been told no, but...
You can go to 80% of whatever the house appraises at to wrap those two together. That's your cap.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other options. We can take it FHA and go higher than that, but I mean, I'm putting you into PMI then, which I don't think makes any sense. That's going to be the issue. I mean, we can take a look and do a market analysis on the house and see what it's going to appraise for before we do anything. But I mean, you're going to be capped at the 80% of whatever the house appraises for.
Okay, so if I don't have the equity in it or the cash to put down, probably just stay with the status quo.
What's the rate on the first mortgage?
I believe it's around 5.5, right in that range.
You're not in bad shape either, man. I mean, if you told me you were at 6.5%, 7%, we could refinance that one, and I would tell you to take the savings and just pay down the second quicker. I mean, you're really not in bad shape.
No.
Go ahead.
I didn't think so, but I figured if I can get down lower, why not?
Oh, of course, yeah. Savings is savings. Let me call after the show, and I'll run some numbers for you and see what we can figure out.
Great, thank you.
Cool, thanks, Matt.
All right. Is that it?
That's it, man.
Gunny, that's it. The fastest hour in radio here in Michigan. It's been another version of the Hardcore Mortgage Show. Want to thank all the callers for calling in and remind you to send us an email to mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. Also, you can find us a Capital Mortgage at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. For Alex Nafusi, I'm Harvey Freed. We got tons of sports. Keep it here on 97.1 The Ticket. Pat Caputo right out there in the studio. He's about to come in. See you next Saturday.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE.